What is going on, y'all? Mamba here, back with another trade review and market recap. Today is Wednesday of 4/23. Happy Wednesday. So let's go over the market and the trades for today. So coming into today, there was a huge gap up. So indices were showing relative strength. NQ was up about 3%, and then ES was about 2.42%. So heavy gap up. If we just zoom in the hourly time frame real quickly, this is extended hours. We were pushing aggressively. So yesterday we rallied, and then there was some news in the after hours. It causes us to even gap up right here. So there's like a gap, and then we started to rally again. So if you're looking at these, if you're just looking at the overall trend, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we're just trending upward. So with that, we want to trade with the trend. We want to look for a continuation sell or a continuation setup. But since the NQ is up so much, especially 3% in the pre-market, you have to be really cautious and not really go for home runs just because when we gap up this much, there's a high likelihood of range, and I put that in the game plan. I'm not sure about today. We gapped up too much. We're going to range or trend higher. So I was watching NQ for a bounce or a divergence to go higher, and I was looking for a trend above opening print. Opening print is the first level that prints for the day. So let's go into that. And I wasn't looking for any shorts unless we presented a divergence. I'm gonna go over that in a little bit. But we opened here, we rallied, we failed to go lower at opening print. Ideally, I wanted us to present a buy setup and a trigger to target this 1906 level that was on the watch list. But we had a news catalyst right here, which just spiked up. It's a 164 point candle, which is really aggressive. And then we had a 146 point pullback. So like the volatility is crazy. Like this crazy right here is really hard to manage your risk. And if you're trading minis, you can get smacked. Yeah, you can really blow up your account. So it's really important to adjust your position size based off the volatility and to size accordingly. So we made a new high. There was a potential entry here, but it was still a big stop. So if I use this 3 bar play right here, target the highs, it's only a 1.4. So risking about 47 to make 67. That's okay. I ended up skipping that. But I just waited patiently, followed the trend. So we made a high, pulled back, made a new high, pulled back to a higher low. I'm just following the market structure. And I took this setup right here. So we presented a buy setup. I was targeting the highs as my first target. And then I actually got closer to like 80 to 90 points on the trims. So risking about 50 to make 100. And then that was basically my trade for the day. I took a continuation setup. There was orange folder news right here. So I entered before the news. But orange folder, it's not gonna be as aggressive as red folder. So I was trading with the trend. We were holding above opening print in these levels. So I still like that play, even though there was an orange folder news there. But if you want to be risk off, I would definitely not trade it. But I also traded micros, so the risk reward was there for me. And then I actually called it a day. I expected us to chop, and we did chop. And there was a few other setups that you can take. You can take this setup right here. We kind of pulled back to the market structure and had aggressive buyers. So if you took this to target the highs, this was also a good trade, risking 49 to make 122. So that was a good trade. And then the best trade of the day, I always journal the best trade of the day just because as a trader, you always have to look for rooms of improvement. It can be entries, it can be patience, it can be your discipline, it can be your trade limit, it can be anything. But I'm always looking for rooms of improvement as a trader. So I journal this every day. So um one of the best plays of the day, it was actually a divergence and a reversal trade. So if we look here, we made one second. We made a new highs on NQ, but on ES we made we didn't make new highs, so we made a low. So based off of that, it's a sign of a reversal is coming. So how you can play the reversal is if you want to be really aggressive, you can do this top candle. But we were in an uptrend, so that's like not the best entry. But what I would do is wait for some kind of pullback and then lower high. So if we look here, right, we rallied, pulled back, and then we presented a lower high right here. And in turn, from there, we had a change in the state of delivery. So we're shifting market structure wise. And then we can use the top of that lower high as a stop to target opening print and then the level below. So your ultimate target could be about 9 Rs. And then first target at OP can be about 4.7 R. So this was the best trade of the day. I wasn't at the desk to catch it, but I'm always going to review and journal it and to potentially catch that trade in the future. So we had to change the state of delivery, sold off. You can even take trims along the way. So risking 30 to make 100, that would have been a good trim. And then just ultimate target, opening print, and then the level. And if you miss this initial entry, you can also look for another look for another lower high. So risking about 38 to make 240 is still really good. Or if you want to just aim for opening print as a scalp, risking 38 to make about 109, that's still about a 3R trade. And I'm definitely going to look out for this trade going forward because I love continuation trades, and then I love reversal trades when it's there because they offer the best risk reward. With that being said, you'll have a good one. Peace.